I just got back from a free trip to Vegas that cost me almost $10,000. And no, it wasn't from gambling. As the Xtreme channel is pushing towards 50,000 subscribers, these are just a few of the statues we are giving away on the journey there. If you want to know how to win one, stay tuned for later in the video. Hey, welcome to the Xtreme channel. My name is Mr. X. We're all about extreme collectibles, extreme lifestyle, and if you're a follower of mine on social media, you know that I recently was in Las Vegas. If you're a big follower, you know that I used to be a big poker player. Now, that's not why I wasn't in Vegas. I was there on my annual trip, and this time, I actually had free flights and free hotels that were going to expire, so I had to use them. And being a good husband, I threw out to my wife, hey, instead of me taking one of my boys, do you want to come this time? And she said yes, and we were set. Free trip to Vegas. We'd have to pay for some food and some entertainment, but we were good to go. However, our free vouchers expired very, very soon, and we could not find anyone to watch our children. And I hate to give up free stuff. So I said, you know what if we pay a little bit more and take the children with us? And my God, that was a mistake. Because I said in the intro, our free trip just turned into so expensive you can't even imagine. Now, if you're a follower on social media, you saw some of the things we did when we were there. Because Vegas can be very kid and family friendly. However, it costs a boatload of money to be kid and family friendly. So really quick, I wanted to recap our 4-day experience in Vegas, why it cost so much, and how we want to do it again, because we had an absolute blast. So kicking it off, we had free vouchers with Southwest Airlines. Now, if you recently watched this video right here, you know I despise Southwest. But again, if something's free, I will put up with quite a bit. The experience was just as horrible as I thought it would be. However, like I said, it was actually free, at least for my wife and my tickets, but not our children's. So we had to buy 3 extra tickets for our children at $182 each. Not only that, but it's Southwest, and because you pick your own seating, we want to sit together. So we had to pay early bird. That is another $150, which really isn't that early bird anymore because everyone and their mom pays for it. Because we took the cheap Southwest flight and we had to get up at 3 a.m., I had to get myself a $4.95 energy drink. But we flew in early Thursday morning to Las Vegas, and first thing we had to do was check into our hotel. We chose the Mandalay Bay because it's cost effective, yet it's not crappy, and probably has the best pool experience for kids, which we're going to cover. First, just to get to the hotel, we had to get a lift. We have to get extra large lift because there's 5 of us, so 4 of us wouldn't suffice. So that was really cheap. Actually, it was only $15.94. Now, upon arrival at the hotel, like I said, we actually had a free hotel room for 3 nights. However, we needed 2 hotel rooms because there were 5 of us. My children's hotel room was $667. Now wait, while the hotel rooms were covered, there are also resort fees, which was $158 per room. Now after we semi-checked in, of course our rooms weren't ready. I had to stop by the convenience store because it was 7:30 a.m. and time for a drink. Now those 2 drinks didn't last us very long, so as we started puttering around the different hotels looking for something to do, I had to go for round 2 with drinks, which was another $18. Eventually, we decided we needed to get some food, so we took a lift, which was actually $30.60, down to the Wynn. A very, very beautiful hotel. Not really kid-friendly, but their buffet is the best on the Strip. Not only is it the best, but it is the most expensive, because there we spent $225 just on brunch or lunch or whatever you want to call it. Then also, of course, we had to leave a $40 tip behind for the lady who never cleaned the plate table anyway. We had some amazing things we did, and I wish I had some video of the buffet for you, but it was just too amazing. From eating prime rib to omelets to the most amazing dessert bar. If you go to Vegas, I highly encourage you. Wynn Buffet is the absolute best. I will eat there every single time. So after that, we started puttering around some more, but the kids were pretty exhausted. So our room was ready, and we took another lift back to the hotel. Made a quick stop at Excalibur. They have this really huge, expensive arcade in the bottom. So we spent $51 at the arcade. My children could win some tickets where they could get a pencil eraser. I really wish I was kidding, but it was a very expensive pencil eraser. And about this time, it's dinner time again because we have some evening plans. So we went over to the Cosmo, and they have a place there called Secret Pizza, which I've eaten at, which is really good. It's on the 3rd floor. You can't even tell it's there. There's no sign. It's this tiny little pizza place. Absolutely amazing. Dinner was relatively cheap for 5 people at $66. But then we had to get back to our hotel because we had a limo picking us up. So we took a limo out on the town that night, which cost another $375. Of course, we also tipped the limo driver $100. As well as stopping by a liquor store, spending another $55. But it was pretty cool. We got to see the Las Vegas sign and Fremont Street. We went to go see the Mirage Volcano and the Bellagio fountains. Of course, they never went off because something was wrong with them. My children didn't get to enjoy that. Now, they'd been to Vegas before, but they were younger, so they didn't remember any of this. But then eventually we got back to our room about 11 o'clock at night, which is a very long day, when you woke up at 2 a.m. Vegas time. And I remember getting back to the room, but that's all I remember. Then I woke up the next morning. And we were in for another expensive day. So due to the massive amounts of alcohol, I had to get some food in me, even though I normally skip breakfast. So we ran downstairs and we spent $55 on breakfast to take back to the room for the kids. We had cupcakes and breakfast sandwiches. So then we went to the Mandalay Bay pool. Now this is pretty cool. They have a number of different pools. They have a wave pool. They have a lazy river. But it was 115 degrees and there is no shade. The only way to get shade is pay for it. You can get a chair for $100, then an umbrella for another $100, or do what we did, a cabana for $775. Now the cabana, or cabama, as my youngest was calling it, has a fridge, has a TV. Get your own waiter, who served us our $120 lunch for chicken fingers and a cheeseburger. Then of course we had to tip the cabana people $75. Now these weren't our servers. I don't know why we had to tip them. We just had to tip them. And we hung out there most of the day. Cabana also provided non-alcoholic drinks. However, I snuck in this right here. You can grab them on Amazon. They are actually sunscreen holders meant for hard liquor. So you can sneak in your own alcohol because they don't allow any in because they serve you like $28 margaritas. After spending all day there, we went to dinner and a show. They were actually combined. Tournament of Kings at Excalibur. This is like medieval times from Cable Guy. It was a very, very cool show. I do recommend it. Something you definitely want to see in your life. Not one of the best shows you'll ever see, but we spent another $487 on that for front row middle seats. But then we were still kind of exhausted, so that was it for us that day, and we headed back to the room after messing around a little bit for another good night's sleep. So Saturday was another very busy day. We slept late. All right, so first thing we did is we got another cabana. It was a Saturday, so it was now $900 for actually a less quality cabana, but we went ahead and took it, had kind of the same things. However, this one had some issues. The fridge didn't work. We weren't able to get an attendant all day to let them know that our drinks were actually hot. I mean, I still drink them. I mean, free stuff, right? We had lunch again. It wasn't as expensive. Mrs. X and I just shared some chips. So it was only $95 for lunch that day, and that includes tip. And me and number 2 got kind of heated out, so at about 2 o'clock, we headed back to the room. After that, we had some daddy-daughter time. We went and had some gelato. That cost $8. And then after that, she found a keychain with her name. Her name is very unique, and it's spelled differently, and they actually had it, so we bought that. That was $11. And then once everybody got done, they wanted to go get more tickets to buy $50 erasers. So we spent another $50 at the arcade, God knows why, just in time to get a lift over to Caesar's Palace to have dinner at Carmine's. So Carmine's is a New York Italian place that has these giant servings. It was actually relatively cheap. It was only $120 with tip. And then we're going around the Forum shops. We spend another $11 on souvenirs for the kids before we grab a $21 lift over to the Rio to see Penn and Teller. Now, I didn't have a lot of anticipation for this show, but it was fantastic. I laughed my ass off. The tricks were very clever. I highly recommend this one, where I only recommended the Tournament of Kings, but that did cost us a $577 price tag for some pretty good seats. Also, while we were there, a bottle of water cost $6. And of course, when the show got over at about 11:30 at night, we had to grab a $26 lift back to our hotel. So now we're fast forwarding to our very last day, which was going to be our most expensive, even though we flew out that night. Started off with $20 in drinks in the morning just to kind of refuel ourselves. And then we had a helicopter company come pick us up, and we spent $2,900 on a helicopter tour from Vegas to land in the bottom of the Grand Canyon, which was as cool as you would think it would be. My wife and I have done helicopters before. We'd never been to the Grand Canyon, even though this is 50 plus trips to Vegas, so it worked out really well. The kids all said it was one of the funnest times. However, the heat was a hindrance. It was like 115 degrees again, so that did make it a little tough. Highly recommend, and of course, I tipped him $100, just like I tipped the limo driver on day one, $100, kind of our standard of what we do. So then we went to lunch. This is Black Tap Burger in Venetian. They are known for their milkshakes. This was outrageously, this was $200 with tip. Crazy that this costs more money. A good competitor of theirs is Holstein's, which I've had at Cosmo. I like them both. But we had an absolute great time having lunch there. We wanted to get a cool lunch before we left for the day. Then we had to take a lift back to our hotel to get our luggage. That was another 21 bucks. And then a lift from our hotel to the airport. That was another $25. Water at the airport for $4. And then, of course, my two sons, who are always hungry, even though they ate that huge lunch 3-4 hours prior, they wanted dinner at Nathan's Hot Dogs. So that cost us another $11. And then finally, we got to fly back, and our parking was $120. So this entire free trip ended up costing me just under $9,900 in 4 days for Vegas. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't regret any of it. If you're going to go to Vegas, you want to have a good time, but the prices there are just outrageously out of control. I remember my first visit over 20 years ago. I had a $300 budget on top of the shitty Tropicana we stayed in for like $80 a night. And I'm pretty sure I shared a room with somebody because my financial situation was much different. It amazes me how expensive everything has got. But just like this video I put out a while ago about statue prices, the prices are going to continue to rise as long as people like you and I keep paying it. No regrets. It was an extreme trip to Vegas all the way. The good news is I'm heading back to Vegas in October for a Queen Studios event, and if you think that was extreme, just wait. We will be giving all of these statues away, plus additional ones at every 5,000 subscriber milestone. To win one of these statues, all you have to do is make sure you've liked this video, you've subscribed to the channel, you've hit that bell notification, and then just drop a comment below. Every 5,000 subscriber milestone, we are going to do a random drawing and pick a random comment and give one of these statues away, plus some additional ones I'm not showing right now. The more videos you comment on, the higher your chances are to win. Thanks guys for tuning in. Tell me about an extreme trip you had where you spent way more money than you planned to. Throw that in the comments below, drop me a like, and come to Vegas in October. I'll see you there. Take care.